Hello, Assalamu alaikum. In this video, we will understand about the osmosis. So basically, osmosis is the movement of molecule from higher concentration to lower concentration through semi-permeable membrane, higher concentration to lower. So this is the hypertonic, isotonic and hypotonic condition, the environment of the cell. Hypertonic means the hyperosmotic, while the isotonic isoosmotic, while the hypotonic is the hyposmotic. It's basically milliosmol per liter. We can measure to 496 is the for hypertonic, and the 430 for the isotonic, and the hypotonic is the 300 milliosmol per liter. We will understand about that in this video. So for example, suppose this is the environment, outer environment is the extracellular environment, while the hypertonic intracellular environment. In this way the sodium will be more. For example, we are supposing the salt, and the concentration of the water will be less, the solvent will be less, while the solute will be more. So outer environment is the opposite by this, and in this way the water will move inside rather than the sodium, because sodium will not move outside because the semi permeability. Like the, for example, the sodium molecule is the bigger, so it will not pass through a semi permeable membrane. So the water potential will be more in the outer environment, will move into the cell. So in this way the cell will absorb the water rather than the excretion of the salt, not like a diffusion. The osmolarity, first we will understand. The measure of the number of particle in 1 liter of solution. It means the 1 liter of solution contain how many number of the particle. So 1 mole of glucose is contain 1 osmol of glucose, while the 1 mole of sodium chloride contain 2 mole, 2 osmol, sodium and chloride. And in this way the osmolarity, again I am describing, is the total concentration of all osmotically active solute particle in the solution. We will measure in the osmol per liter. So in this way the osmolarity will increase in the blood, will lead to allow the movement of molecule from higher concentration to the lower through channel into the cell. Like glucose require the insulin for movement. Like here is the 275 to 295 milliosmol per liter in the blood salt containing solution, while the 250 milliosmol contain many cation and other anion. In this way the less concentration in the cell, it means the water will not move, but the sodium and potassium will move, or the water will be excreted into the blood from the cell. So this is the homeostasis is important, and in this way the concentration will require normal concentration in the blood and the cell. If disturbed, will lead to cause problem. The insensible water loss and dehydration, like sunlight exposure and the hot weather, will lead to plasma osmolarity increase. In this way the plasma osmolarity will increase due to the dehydration, and the concentration of the salt will increase in the blood, will lead to trigger the hypothalamus, and osmolarity increase when will lead to hypothalamus, will lead to produce the antidiuretic hormone. This antidiuretic hormone will target to the, basically the posterior pituitary gland, will produce it through activation of the hypothalamus, and in this way the kidney target the distal convoluted tubule to create the aquaporin channel through a AVPK2 receptor binding to increase the cyclic AMP, will lead to reabsorb from the lumen of the distal convoluted tubule of the nephron to reabsorb the water into the interstitial space. And when reabsorbed into the interstitial space, the water will be reabsorbed into the vasa recta, into the, basically into the capillary. The efferent arteriole will reabsorb this water. So when reabsorb this water will again basically inhibition of the dehydration during the hot weather, and in this way the basically urination decrease. In summarization, the cyclic AMP increase the aquaporin 2 channel and the delays blood, increase water, and plasma osmolarity will be normal, will lead to osmoreceptor swell. And this osomoreceptor will swell, will not antidiuretic hormone will bind, will lead to hypothalamus to inhibit the further antidiuretic hormone secretion. Like the disturbance like nephritis, hydration, and the diseases, loss of solute, which that all will lead to cause many problems. The cellular plasma when increase, so lead to edema or the blood edema or cellular injury, and a lot more problem can occur if the increase of the osmolarity in the cell rather than the blood, or blood osmolarity will be increase or decrease, which will lead to cause problem. So the balance is known as homeostasis. So the how a invertebrate disc cell respond to altered the osmolarity. So suppose this is the osmosensing, osmo signaling, and inflammation which that trigger this work. Here is the hyperosmotic, isoosmotic, and hypoosmotic condition of the cell. And in this way, that's again the more osmolarity in the hypoosmotic hypertonic condition, while the isotonic is less, but the more less in the hypotonic condition of the cell. In this way, basically, the for suppose the hypoosmotic, so required the trigger the calcium will move inside, and on the other hand the other type of the solute and solute ligate channel solute channel, and the acid induced channel, which that will lead to acid calcium. This all thing is the solute will enter into the cell, will trigger the MAP kinase pathway, ARC and P38, and Janus kinase pathway, and phosphoinositide 3 and AKT pathway, and others, which that will lead to activate the tone E binding protein and N fats, which that will lead to allow the transcription of the gene is known as the gene expression. This gene expression basically will extracellular aggrecan, col 1 and 2, and cytokines will trigger the positive feedback to allow more calcium and other for the normal isoosmotic condition. I hope you make sense about that. If you like my video, please make sure to subscribe, like, and share. This is the osmosis.